Support for City Series boys football is provided by the Akron Public Schools Career Education Department at 330-761-3131 or apscareers.com.
Welcome to Infocision Stadium on campus here at the University of Akron for City Series football action. Tonight it's the home team on the scoreboard, Firestone Falcons, coming in at 1-5 overall, wearing their home greens with white trim against the visiting and perennial City Series favorite, your East Dragons. East coming in 5-1 overall and perfect record in City Series play. East in the gray jerseys with the red trim tonight. Firestone is kicking off to the closed end of the stadium here. East will go left or right on your screen. The kick is off, and it's a short one in the air, fielded at the 35-yard line and wedged out to the right. And East could get a good field position and more early on here as that one goes out of bounds. Nice job by the up back, and that's number 5, Ryan Collins. Collins played a lot of quarterback for them, now playing more wide receiver as Kyrie Williams has taken over as the quarterback for the most part. He was a backup running back last year. And a strong Dragons team going to take over at the 38-yard line with a short field of Firestone. Dragons with impressive non-conference victories over Jackson, North Canton Hoover, Mentor Lake Catholic. Almost took Dover down to the wire, lost in the last minute to them. Shotgun formation, split backs, and we have some movement, and that'll be false start on the Dragons.
Illegal procedure called against the Dragons. That'll be a 5-yard penalty.
Dragons 5-1 right now, crowded up at the top of the City Series standings with the Bookville Griffins and Ellett Orangemen. It's a 3-horse race, but East definitely going in as the favorite here. Shotgun formation, we'll have Collins in motion, so trips that way, and they're going to throw it out to him. Swing it out in the flat, nice, easy throw. And that one is taken just about to the 30-yard line. So Collins with his first reception on the nice little swing pass. Give him 8 on first down and a nice easy completion to start. I'm sorry, 13 after the penalty. Firestone did get their first win of the season last week as they beat North. He's staying in that shotgun formation. Straight quarterback run. Williams, 25, makes a man miss, and a nice open field tackle to save what could have been a lot worse by Josh Mitchell, but first down for the Dragons.
1st and 10, Dragons.
Give Kyrie 7 on his first carry. 1st and 10 at the 23-yard line for the Dragons. Williams stays in that shotgun, trips to the right this time. He'll fake the give, little read option or run pass option there, fakes it to the back, and a quick pop pass is complete. Collins again on the reception, give him 6 more, so 2 receptions for 19 yards early for Collins. Ryan Collins in a run-heavy offense was the quarterback for the most part the last 2 years. Went with Williams this year. Going to stay with trips to the right, single set eye at the top of your screen. They fake it again, and he's following that pulling guard. Gets out there to the first down, and he wrestles his way right to the sticks, does Williams. The East Dragons, coached by Marcus Hayes, known for a stingy defense and an adequate offense. They've had some big play capability this year to that offense, and they're going to give them the first down.
Be first and 10 from the 13-yard line.
First and 10 from the 13. Williams stays in the shotgun. That time he gives it to the fullback, or the lone back, if you will, for a 3-yard gain.
Romeo Felton, the ball carrier.
Romeo Felton on the carry.
On the tackle. Gain of 3 yards.
Number 8, I found him. The gray jerseys with the red trim make it pretty challenging to read any numbers up here from our great high perch here. Second down from the 10. Give is to Felton again. And he rumbles his way to about the 7-yard line. 3 more. Bringing up a 3rd and 4 for the Dragons.
D'Anthony Beckton, the ball carrier.
I'm sorry, that was Beckton there, it looks like. Number 6, D'Anthony Beckton, will give him the carry.
On the tackle. It'll be 3rd and 4.
3rd and 4 for the Dragons. Quarterback draw right up the gut, 5 and into the end zone. No flags. Williams follows those blockers, and he does the rest. So an impressive first drive for the Dragons. Very efficient as they take the short kick with a nice return and go 38 yards out in 6 plays to give them an early lead.
Bengali Kamara in to attempt the extra point.
Bengali Kamara in to kick for the Dragons. Snap is good, it's down, and the kick is low, but it's through. Kamara gets the conversion, and 2 minutes, 51 seconds in, the Dragons strike quickly on a 6-yard scamper by Kyrie Williams. Bengali Kamara with that extra point. Again, 9:09 left in the first quarter. It's the Dragons 7, and Firestone going to get their football in their hands for the first time. Williams on that drive, 3 rushes for 17 yards, 2 for 2 passing for 19 yards, so the mark of efficiency. A couple easy throws, a little pop pass and a swing throw, but taking those high percentage gains and getting their athletes in space is something that they've been able to do a little bit better every year since Hayes has been in command. Team, I believe right now, either in the 2nd or 3rd position in Division III, Region 7, or I'm sorry, Region 9, that is. They were 2nd or 3rd in the last, which means top 4 will host a playoff game. If they win out, they will certainly make the playoffs. Buchtel Griffins will have something to say about that, which just happens to be our Week 10 telecast here on APS 15. Kamara now going to kick off. 2 Falcons wait back at the 5-yard line. And it goes, kick's taken at the 15. Return left is on, and they get outside to the 30 and wrestle down at the 32. On the return was Sean Gates.
Cavante Dowdell on the tackle.
Cavante Dowdell makes that tackle on the special teams unit, and the Falcons will take over.
The 33-yard line.
Falcons have quarterback George Rozier, the 6'1", 175-pound junior. He'll be taking the snaps tonight in that shotgun formation. They like to use Mitchell, Gladman a little bit at running back. They're going to go to that running back, And that was Josh Mitchell, who plows his way ahead.
Josh Mitchell, the ball carrier.
For our, we'll give him a hard-earned 3 yards.
A gain of 4 brings up 2nd and 6.
Second down and 6. Classic 4-3 look by the Dragons on defense. Read option there, and it's read by the Dragons better than it is Rozier. Nowhere to go as they swarm that play that was pretty slow developing. And back to about the original line of scrimmage. Make that a loss of 3 for Rozier. 3rd and 10. And the one thing you want to avoid if you're this Firestone Falcons defense is those dreaded 3rd or 3 and outs, where you have to give the ball back to this strong East Dragons team. Probably a throwing situation. Got twins out to the top side. Rozier joined by Mitchell in the backfield. He looks right, he's flushed. Rozier goes deep, and he has a man momentarily, but he stopped and broke off his route. If he would have kept running, might have had a chance to connect DeAndre Jones, but he overthrows him, incomplete, and the Falcons will be forced to punt.
Yassine Franklin in coverage. Brings up 4th and 10.
Kind of a weird night. The sun popped out a couple of times, but very overcast, kind of hazy. Not quite a fog, but good Halloween weather. Got the natural kind of mist. Cornelius kind of gets that off the side of the foot, and somehow it avoids two East guys dangerously close to it, but it will be down harmlessly at the 41-yard line.
Alex Knight down in the ball. East will take over 1st and 10 from their own 41-yard line.
It's up to you. Yeah, you can if you want. First and 10 for the Dragons. Yep. Joe Bukansky, Peter George here with you from Infocision Stadium. Oh, a little reverse pass, but they snuffed it out momentarily.
That was Ryan Collins on
Collins goes
incomplete
to Cartier Trammell, but Trammell got held up momentarily.
Intended for Deviante Blanco. Matthew Johnson in coverage.
Incomplete pass. So Collins a couple of catches, and then he got to throw it one time. They're showing their versatility here. 2nd and 10, no harm though for the Falcons defense. They go right up the middle. 50 and more, 40, couple missed tackles, and he could go. What a move. Inside the 25 to the 21-yard line.
By Sean Gates. 1st down, Dragons.
More than impressive run on that one by Becton. And 38 yards. Back to it are the Dragons just outside the red zone. Little run pass option there, and that'll be an incomplete pass. They really defended that well. Didn't have anywhere to run, and then he tried to throw it to his safety valve. Maybe better off that he dropped
Williams'
it.
pass was intended for Michael Grimmett.
Michael Brimmett out there, but really didn't have any real estate, so incomplete pass will stop the clock here and take it back to the line of scrimmage. Oops. Breeze got me a little bit there. Taking their time getting this one off. They get it off though, no problem. Quarterback draw this time. Williams inside the 20, makes a move, makes a man miss inside the 10 and out of bounds. That will be enough for a first down, but I think we're going to get a hold there on one of his wide receivers, which would negate about a 13-yard run for Williams.
Holding against East.
Basically, where that penalty occurred, they're going to take the penalty, and it's going to go back and basically be a do-over here. Might move a yard or two. Second penalty of the ball game for the Dragons. Actually, they still gain a few yards on that one, so now it'll be 2nd and 7 inside the red zone here. Suma Field here, Infocision Stadium, campus at beautiful University of Akron. A little bit of confusion by the Dragons, and they will call timeout. 6:21 left in the first quarter. This timeout gives us an opportunity to let you know that City Series football here on APS 15, supported by Akron Public School Career Education Department. Akron students to have access to over 1,000 different apprenticeships and can earn national credentials in career education programs before they graduate from high school. For more information, apscareers.com. East talks it over. They take their first timeout. Of the ball game. Talk it over, get the right personnel out there. And Peter, they come in as heavy favorites tonight, and sometimes that can be a recipe for great. Let's stay healthy. Let's get everybody in the ball game. And other times, it can be a recipe for disaster if you come out flat or you don't execute. Still got the goal is to get better here, even though they're expected to win. They're going to run a reverse here, and it's defended pretty well. Give him about 4 yards.
Lee on the tackle. Brings up 3rd and 3.
That was Deshaun Jones, I believe. As the challenge to see the numbers continues up here. Third and 3. Give up the middle. That'll be a first down. Somehow stays on his feet. And almost into the end zone.
Felton, the ball carrier, takes it down inside the 1 yard line.
That was Romeo Felton.
Dragons.
Great job. Big hit, but they did not wrap up. And Felton just spun out of that thing and almost got himself into the end zone. They're inside the 1 yard line, knocking on the door again. And that one is punched. Looks like it will be a touchdown. Romeo Felton in from 1 yard out. He did the work to get there, so they gave it to him one more time. So at the 5:14 mark, Dragons score again, and it looks like they're able to do whatever they want right now because the up front, the offense is nailing it down. Romeo Felton from 1 yard out.
To attempt the extra point.
Well, got to get one more guy in there. They will.
Marion Robinson will be holding. The kick is up.
Kick is up, and this one
Good.
even better than the first. 2 possessions, 2 easy scores for the Dragon. 5:14 left in the first quarter. It's Dragons 14 and the Falcons 0. We'll take a quick break and come back for the kickoff.
Josh Mitchell deep.
Kamara lines it up and kicks it off for the Dragons. We're back here.
Mitchell with the ball.
Mitchell with the return. He bounces it outside. He's got a little bit of real estate, but he looks at running guys over. And Josh Mitchell, we've seen him in a previous telecast. He is a football player. Is good hard-earned run and good field position starting off for the Falcons.
Cartier Trammell.
They'll take over at the 41-yard line, at their own 41. Try to get something going here in their second possession. Rozier back in the shotgun. He's got split backs this time. And the give is left. Hard running there. And a good gain again on first down for the Falcons. Anthony Humphrey gets his first carry. And we saw this Firestone Falcon team very physical. Saw them play against the Griffins earlier. Physical, but some lack of depth and a little lack of discipline really hurt them in that ball game as the game wore on. Probably the least amount of players I've seen on a Falcon team. And numbers are down overall across the board in high school football in the state of Ohio. Give on second down was Paris Gladman. His first carry, nothing doing there as he gets back to the line of scrimmage.
No gain on the play.
Brings up a 3rd and 5 for the Falcons. A lot of questions to why are numbers down. Well, I think I think it has to do with popularity of other sports. Soccer numbers are on the rise in the region. Other sports, people are specializing in one sports with AU basketball being played year-round. And also the concussion issue is made people opt out of not playing anymore. 3rd down, Rozier squeaks through a couple with the big rush and gets to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Wanted to get outside, but the pocket just collapsed on him. He stepped up but couldn't get rid of it in time. Another 3rd down stop for the Dragons. And we'll see what they do on 4th down here. Got to think they're probably going to punt. Yep, Gavin Cornelius in to do so. Line of scrimmage, our own 45-yard line.
Marion Robinson deep for the Dragons.
Marion Robinson back at his own 27. Cornelius with a strong leg caught the first one off the side of the foot. Snap is good. Kick better this time, directional. Doesn't get a great bounce, but it bounces out of bounds at the 28-yard line.
Cornelius' punt goes out of bounds.
So 27 yards on the punt. If that one would have took a better bounce, it could have got inside maybe the 15. But it kind of got a sideways bounce. Worst starting field position of the night for the Dragons as they take over on their own 28. Two backs that time, and they give it to the first one through, and he's nestled by Humphreys, who makes a tackle. But
McAllister, the ball carrier.
McAllister on his first carry. Richtell McAllister.
30-yard line, where it was 2nd and 5. Gavin Cornelius on the tackle.
He gets 5 on first down. 2nd and 5 for the Dragons. Give is again to the running back, going to the right, gets outside, lowers the shoulder. DeAnthony Beckton on that carry, give him 12 yards and a first down for the Dragons. Beckton leading the way with 53 yards on 3 carries. Dragons already close to closing in on 100 yards rushing. Same play again to the right, and slithers outside right around the sticks. And once they mark it, that will be enough for another first down.
Carrying the ball, knocked out of bounds by Ryan Allison.
Ryan Allison on the stop, but not before another 10 yards and another first down for this Dragon offense.
Dragons.
Give is the other way this time, and running it outside are the Dragons, kind of like a jet sweep look.
Richtell
McAllister gets that carry. Give him about 6 on first down. And the only thing I see against a more stout defense is they're getting a lot of east-west here. Nice to see the Dragons maybe run a little bit more up the middle or make those cuts. Looks like they're trying to hit the home run. McAllister again, there he cuts up the middle, gets a nice gain, first down and more, spins out of a tackle. Didn't go outside that time. He made a nice little one cut right at the safety.
Good for the first down.
And gets a dozen on the carry. And now your Dragons get their 6th first down of the first quarter, and they're over 100 yards rushing as a team. And we're going to have a timeout, Falcons, as they see this one slipping away quickly and this defense getting tired. While we have this timeout, we'll let you know that City Series football here on APS 15, supported by the Akron Public Schools, offering the International Baccalaureate program right here at Firestone High School. It's a rigorous 2-year program designed to meet the highest academic standards for any student in the world. Akron Public Schools at akronschools.com. 14-0 your score here. Early and often ground attack for the East Dragons. Physically, they have been able to really go toe-to-toe with some of the elite teams in non-conference that they've played, and they've been able to physically dominate so far in league play. And unless somebody can pull an upset, Peter, these two teams will, the Dragons here and the Buchtel Griffins will come head-to-head in a Week 10 clash that won't only have City Series champion implications, but they very well could have playoff implications as well. What those two teams have to do in the meantime is stay healthy and take care of business on the field, win the games that they're supposed to win. 1st and 10, 43 seconds left in this first quarter. Williams with a nice throw to the left, gets it complete, and that'll be good for another first down.
Williams' pass is complete.
Keviante Russell.
Ryan Allison on the tackle.
Keviante Russell on the reception.
First down, Dragons.
Another 10 yards, another first down. They're getting 8 and 10 pretty much at will here. And the only problem, Peter, is they keep going out of bounds. That one's going to be given again to McAllister. He's rolling. Man, you got to like the way he's running. He rumbles down to the 3-yard line.
Josh Mitchell on the tackle.
And Peter, right now this team looks like a team that is pretty polished. Going into the third, stanza of the season, you got the beginning, the middle, and as we go into that close of the season, they look to be peaking possibly at the right time. Give it to McAllister one more time.
In for 6.
Give McAllister the score on that one. They said it was Russell, but from 3 yards out.
Ryan Collins is the holder. And Gally Kamara will be attempting the extra point. The hold is down. We have a whistle.
And what? We have what, Peter? Not moving back. We got infraction by the Dragons. They'll move it back 5. High snap, and it's blocked. Nice job getting up to block that attempt. But with that, 6 more, and the Dragons go up 3 scores here in the first quarter. 21 seconds left in this first quarter of play. All that you really need to know is the plays from scrimmage for the Falcons. 2 3s and out, 6 plays for the Dragons. 19 plays and averaging over 10 yards a carry on the ground. 160 yards of total offense already. And it's going to be a short night unless Firestone can get something going offensively. Kamara back to kick. Mitchell waits deep. He kind of stuttered his own teammates there. Mitchell takes it at the 10. He's going middle. He's got a couple guys.
Mitchell on the return.
Jukes his way out to the 33-yard line, where Falcons will take over.
Number 13 on the tackle.
Falcons take over. Dragons showing blitz, and it's exactly what they did. Mitchell with nothing doing as he took the handoff and was met immediately by 2 East Dragon defenders, and that's the way the first quarter will end for the Falcons. After 1 quarter of play, it's all East here as they lead by a score of 20-0. We'll take a break and come back with the second quarter. Falcons ball here as we start the second quarter of play. Second and 14 for them. Little shuffle pass out to the left to Mitchell. It's a couple of yards.
Terrell Glover on the tackle.
We'll give him 2.
Ball is faced at the 30-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 13.
We'll give them a completion for it. That's one that could kind of go either way. Third and 13 for the Falcons. Two receivers wide to each side. Rozier looking to pass, and he's got a man up to see him. It's Cornelius in his hands. A beautiful throw by Rozier, but it falls off of the hands of Cornelius. Good touch on that ball, but as has been the case for this one, they just can't seem to get anything to go their way. He lofted it up nicely over the defense, and he had no help on the backside. But it falls harmlessly incomplete. And the Firestone defense going to have to get back at it again.
Cornelius in the punt.
Cornelius gets that one even better. Drives them back to the 40-yard line, inside the 40 to the 39-yard line. 31 yards on that punt for Gavin Cornelius. And the Dragons will take over there at their own 39. So no turnovers yet for the Falcons or penalties, but 3 3-and-outs has left their defense in a bind. And now the Firestone doesn't have personnel out there, so they will take time.
Firestone.
Back to action here. Dragons take over, 1st and 10. Give us to the tailback. 50, 45, 40 could go. 35, 30. Becton inside the 20. He's brought down at the 14-yard line by Ryan Allison, who's been really busy tonight saving touchdowns. 47 yards for Becton, making an early bid for player of the game here. He's at 110 yards and only 5 carries. They go right back to the ground. Nothing doing this time, actually it'll be a loss.
Becton again, the ball carrier.
Oh, you lose one on that play.
Colin Smith on the tackle.
Second and about 12 for the Dragons.
Loss of 2 on the play, brings up 2nd and 12.
Again back then, and he'll get to the original line of scrimmage. He's got to be tired after that 47-yarder.
Ball carrier, Colin Smith on the tackle. Gain of 1 on the play.
So now 3rd down for the Dragons. Pass is up, the fade route. And we're going to get interference.
Williams' pass is incomplete. However, we do have pass interference.
He didn't even wait for a for a signal, did the PA announcer, and it was easy call because Gates never got that head turned around. He face guarded and he made contact. So with the penalty, we'll see where that takes it. Well, wait, let's mark it off. Going to be a half the distance.
Ball was placed at the 8-yard line.
Still third down. Going to go to Becton again, up the gut, and he's right around the first down marker.
Becton, the ball carrier, inside the 6-yard line.
Going to be short of a first down. Give him 3 on that carry. Going to bring up a fourth down and 1.
Brings up 4th and 2.
Split backs here for Williams. Got a receiver to each side. Firestone coming hard. Williams makes a cut, bounces off one and easily into the end zone. Great job by his linemen up front, locking and sustaining their blocks. Williams kind of just shows patience, makes one cut and waits for that play to develop. His second touchdown scamper of the night. And the Dragons now 4 for 4 here in the first half on touchdown drives. It's been impressive early and often. For Williams, that's his second touchdown.
Going for the 2-point conversion.
They're going to go for 2, and they run a fade route. And they throw the jump ball, and it is good.
Williams' pass is complete to Dariante Russell.
Dariante Russell with the 2-point conversion, and the Dragons continue to do pretty much everything right so far here in the first half. And at the 8:25 mark of the second quarter, it's all Dragons 28-0. So Williams scampered it in. As we'll reset here for you, and we'll give you Williams with the 6-yard TD run. The 2-point conversion was good from Russell. Proceed that with touchdowns at the 9:09 mark by Kyrie Williams, the 5:14 mark by Felton, and the 21-second mark by McAllister. And it all adds up to an early blowout here for the Dragons as they lead 28-0. A lot of time left in this one. And for Firestone, it all starts with, they got to start by getting some first downs. They got to move the chains, try to get a big play here to give themselves some semblance of confidence and hope here before it gets away from them any further.
Kamara to kick off for East.
Kamara, whose foot's going to be sore, kicks off. Well, he didn't kick that last conversion, and that one's off of Mitchell's shoulder pads, and we got a scrum for it. I think he got it back.
The kickoff was bumped, but recovered by Firestone.
And the rough night continues for the Falcons. They will take over on their own 17-yard line.
First and 10.
Well, new look for them. They fake the handoff and try to get up the middle, but the line of Firestone just not sustaining anything. They go back a couple of yards on that. Rozier just has no chance to get anything going. 2nd and 12.
Jackson on the tackle.
We'll call it 2nd and 12 here from the 15. Rozier looks left, throws left, and throws that one high, and luckily he did because East safety was looking to go pick 6 on that one. Going to bring up 3rd and long again for the Falcons. They've been 3rd and 10 or more on every possession so far. Rozier back in the shotgun. Going to try to get something going here again on 3rd and long. Sends a man in motion this time, top side. East shows blitz. They throw the screen out, and we're going to have a false start. Kind of a late whistle. First penalty of the ball game. I'm sorry, second penalty. First offensive penalty for the Falcons. That's going to take them back 5 yards more. Third and 17 now. They'll send twins to the right this time. East is coming hard, and they don't get to him, and he throws it just a little bit too far. Intended receiver was number... Looks like it was intended for Johnson. Falls incomplete. Rozier now 1 of 5 passing. And Cornelius is going to be back for his 5th punt of the first half.
Gavin Cornelius in the punt.
And that sound you hear is the bells warming up down there. Great Firestone band getting ready to put on a show here. Cornelius knuckleballs that one, and that's fumbled. And I think he got possession. And he's pointing the wrong way. He's saying that he didn't have possession. Of course not. Firestone can't get a break. Great effort covering the punt by Anthony Humphrey. But they're saying he didn't have possession. I'd like to see that one on instant replay. I thought it was a great effort by Humphrey to try to maintain possession as that ball was going out of bounds. Dove for it. And the tough thing is when you're the sideline judge on the opponent's sideline and you make that call, then you got to deal with them guys right in your ear. Great field position for the Dragons as they take over on the 35. They're 1 score away from the clock starting to run already. Shotgun formation, blitz. Williams gets rid of that one. He just throws that away.
Williams' pass is incomplete.
And again, my second most hated rule in football, that is intentional grounding. I mean, I'm tired of the outside the tackle box. there's no doubt anybody who's watched any football that that guy threw the ball away, and they're going to say he wasn't outside of the tackle box. So it is the right call. I say forget about the tackle box. Then you don't have to even – you got to throw within so many yards of a receiver. Because, again, it's another rule where the defense in football is getting punished. They send a blitz, throw it in the guy's area code, because at least with all these scoring and defenses can't do anything, at least they can dial up blitzes. And if it's a grounding call, or maybe it'll force them to throw it closer, and there'll be a little bit more turnovers. Right now, it's like watching a 7-on-7 game half the time in football. Penalty will take them back 5 yards. Loss of down, 2nd and 15. Nice run to get back to the little line of scrimmage and a little bit more. That looked like it was Sheen Franklin on his first carry.
Romeo Felton, the ball carrier.
Or Romeo Felton. I told you these numbers.
Josh Mitchell on the tackle.
We'll give him 8. I'm just going to wait for a PA announcer who's got a spotter to help us out. Memo to East. A black number with red trim would have been much better, or some black trim on the red number would be great. I can see the white trim a little bit, but 3rd down completion over here on the near side. I saw that one good.
Pass is complete.
That's Dervontae Russell. His 3rd catch. He doesn't quite get to the sticks. We'll give him 7 there.
It brings up 4th down and 2.
4th and 2. Williams is 4 for 6 passing for 36 yards. He's also ran for 2 scores. 4th down and 2. They're going to go for it. Too close to punt, too far away from a field goal. Can the Falcons get a stop? Williams on 4th down. No, not with those blockers. 15, 10, 5, and he could go almost. He's tripped up at the 2-yard line. He shows you that explosion as he gets to the 2. And East continues to do a great job blocking whenever they have to. 10 first downs to 0 in this first half. The clock rolling, 5:20 and counting. The Dragons playing like a favorite. The give, it looks like it's to Becton. And if so, he joins the touchdown club.
Becton in for 6.
Correct, I am. 2-yard scamper for Becton. And DeAnthony Becton, the 5'11", 170-pound sophomore, barrels into the end zone. And the Dragons continue their score about every 4-minute assault here.
Gally Kamara in to attempt the extra point. Ryan Collins is the holder.
Kamara, oh, off the post that time. So Kamara 2 for 4. Had 1 PAT block, and he blasted that one off the right upright. 34-0 is your score. We'll be back for the kickoff.
Will be kicking off.
Kamara tees it up. Line drive, skips. Mitchell
That's Mitchell bringing
fumbles
back
it for a
kickoff.
second, then picks it up. And he's got some blockers, 30-35. And again, for the second straight telecast, Mitchell has been their best returner and best yardage gainer in the return game. Very good kick returner. Mitchell, Browns could use him. Their special teams pretty much altogether has been terrible. So 5 minutes left here in a long second quarter. Looking to pass on first down. Mitchell's flushed, and it's knocked away, incomplete.
Rozier's pass is incomplete.
Second down and 10. Falcons just need some positive yardage. Boy, driven back. Impressive tackle by Bengali Kamara.
Paris Gladman, ball carrier.
Give Paris Gladman a yard.
Brought down by Pope.
Three total yards in the ball game so far for the Falcons. They really haven't had a lot of negative plays like we saw when they played the Griffins, which really hurt them. They just haven't gotten anything positive as well. Looking for that first down, the stingy Dragons defense. And there's some good action. And they're going to have their first down and more. They had good pacing and speed on that quarterback keeper. Rozier gets 11. And there's something positive for the Falcons to build off of. 4 minutes left here in the second quarter. Falcons with the ball at midfield. Rozier stays in that shotgun. Give is to the first back through, and that's going nowhere.
Paris Gladman, the ball carrier.
Gladman will lose a yard.
Jonathan Russell on the tackle.
Second and 11 here for Firestone. Gladman stays as the single back. Nice little slant route, too high. Johnson wanted the flag and might have got it if the pass was a little bit lower, as the defender did have him wrapped around the waist a little bit, but timing-wise was sufficient, and this is what you can't have. Unsportsmanlike conduct call on the Falcons. We saw some of that the last time they played. That's the first one we get, and that goes from being a 3rd and 12 to 3rd and a country mile. Pretty clean for first half thus far, penalty-wise. Not a quick first half, that's for sure. Good news is the clock will run in the second half, unless Falcons can get a score here and cut it under 30. Clock is rolling now inside 3 minutes here in this first half. Man in motion here to the right. Looks back to the left and goes deep, and that's going to be over the head.
Rozier's pass is incomplete.
Pass intended for Gates. He kind of got turned around a little bit and lost his footing. Tried to create contact, but the officials wisely didn't see that. And now we have a man down for the Falcons. We'll take an injury timeout here and come back as soon as they clear things up. Fourth down. Cornelius back to punt. Snap is off, but not a big rush, and Cornelius just booms that one over the head, and it takes a great roll this time. And Cornelius' sixth punt, by far his best one roll-wise.
Down the 16-yard line.
50 yards on that end-over-end job by Cornelius. And we'll see if Dragons keep it on the ground here and try to get to halftime. Although the way they've been running it, they have plenty of time to score again. We'll see what they decide to do with the long field to go with here. Firestone's played an entire halftime show already. I think they're ready. They got them in all four quadrants, Peter, warming up. All the corners of the end zone, the Firestone band is ready to go. East going to go deep on first down and all kinds of tripped up contact, but
Williams
nothing
pass
doing.
Incomplete.
Pass incomplete.
Intended for Deshaun Jones. John Gates in coverage.
Second down and 10. Going to run the jet sweep to the right. 15, 20, got plenty of real estate and gets out of bounds there. For a gain of about 14 yards. McAllister on the carry. That's his sixth carry.
First down.
For 57 yards. And we're going to have a timeout, Dragons here. They're going to talk it over. We'll take a quick break and come back. Back to action here. Dragons with it. First and 10 from their own 30-yard line. Still 1:56 left in the second quarter. That I swear started when it was still not dark out. Plenty of time to pass. They set up a screen. 30, 35, 40, but it's coming back with a flag. 50, and he might take it to the house, but this one is going to come back. Becton inside the 10, but it will be negated by either a clip or a legal block in the back penalty. How do you know? Because in that area, that's what it is. It's coming back. A lot of games are at the half around town, Peter. Not this one. So that would have been about a 60-yard screenplay, but the reason it was 60 yards is because the illegal block in the back sprung Beckton. And now we'll see what East does here as they're going the wrong direction. Their fourth penalty for 30 yards. First and a lot. Split backs, they'll put it on the ground that time. And a nice tackle by number 17, Kevon Lee. Gain of about 2. McAllister on the carry. 2nd and 21 for the Dragons. Looks like they're happy to get into halftime here. Just as we say that, hold on. Yeah, they're taking the foot off here a little bit. Not in a rush. Maybe run one more. This could be the last play of the first half, depending on what happens. They're going to go back to pass, so it will not be the last play of the first half. And it is picked off. What an interception.
The pass was intercepted by George Rozier.
Rozier showing, I'm tired of getting hit in the backfield, said Rozier. He went up high, pointed the football for the interception. Intended receiver Collins looked like he was open and maybe just a tad bit underthrown, but a great recovery by Rozier. And maybe a little bit of momentum going into halftime for the Falcons. At least for the Dragons, they went deep, so it's not like they threw a pick inside their own 20. Firestone still going to have to go half the field to score here, and they only have 27 seconds left. I wouldn't expect them to sit on it here, though. I expect to see them take a couple shots. Rozier back in the shotgun. And there's a good stop route to Johnson. Haven't seen that play yet today.
Pass to Lafayette Johnson, complete.
Lafayette Johnson with his first reception. We saw that a lot in there against Buchtel, those little stop routes. And then if you can run those, you can set up the stop and go routes. Are they going to? Yes, they're going to move the chain. Second first down of the first half, Johnson. Lafayette Johnson with the 10-yard reception. To the 38, 22 seconds left. Firestone still got a timeout left, so they can go over the middle if need be. Tight coverage on the top side on Johnson. Let's see if they, we're going to get a false start on the Falcons.
5-yard penalty.
Rozier gets the play. See what this Firestone Falcons squad, Coach Mitchell can dial up here. Rozier's flushed out of the pocket, throws back over the middle. Dangerous pass, but it falls incomplete. Actually, good vision by Rozier to give his player a chance. Nothing doing. Going to bring up second and 15. 12 seconds left now in the half. And we have a flag down. that we didn't see. Yeah. And you will see that a lot. Legal man downfield when the scramble. Sometimes they think he's going to run, and the big linemen start getting downfield to try to hit somebody.
Ineligible receiver downfield.
Yes, that happens. A lot. We'll move him back 5 more, though. Why not? 3rd down and a lot.
3rd down and 20.
20.
Falcons.
Rozier inside 10 seconds, steps up in the pocket, just collapses on him and is swallowed up. That will be
Tariq Williamson.
halftime. They lose 10 yards on that. And with that, a fitting way to end the first half for the Falcons as they can't get the playoff complete domination here at halftime. It's the East Dragons 34, the Firestone Falcons 0. We'll be back with first half stats and second half action. You're watching City Series football here on APS 15. And welcome back to action here as we get ready for the second half of play here from Infocision Stadium as we're rocking out up here in the press box. East Dragons rocked it out in the first half. 34 first half points. Haven't seen their punter yet. 34 points in the first half. Let's go over some first half stats. For the Falcons, 11 yards of total offense. So defense, Dragons domination. 2 for 9 passing. Lafayette Johnson with their biggest gain of the night. The Dragons rushed it for 242 yards as a team. They were led by Becton and McAllister on the ground. Kyrie Williams also with 2 touchdowns. There's a squib kick taken at the 25, and they're going to go backwards. And Firestone will take over first possession of the second half, and they'll get it. Clock will run here in the second half as long as it remains a 30-point margin. Looks like George Rozier will be back at quarterback. Had a couple of nice throws in the first half. Did not turn the ball over. Was only 2 of 9 passing, but under duress all night from this East Dragon defense. Rolls right, can't get anything to go back the other way. If he can get outside, he's got some real estate. He does. 20, 30, and a great run by Rozier and a great crackback block there on the upside.
35-yard line. Nice run by Rozier.
$15-yard gain, the best of the night for the Falcons, and only 2 first half first downs. They get 1 on their first play of the second half. Rozier, that play designed to go right. He got flushed out of the pocket and did a nice job cutting back against the grain to get the first down. This time to give to the upback, and it's blown up. He ran into his own man because his own man was pushed 3 yards into the backfield. And Gladman, again, really nice job to only make that a 1-yard loss. It could have been a 5 or 6 yard loss. Eric Cozy blew that one up. Several University of Akron recruits on this East Dragon team. It's kind of been a pipeline here the last few years. Good place, close, and Terry Bowden not afraid to snatch up players there. The size and speed to do the things he wants here. And you can see these guys like playing at Infocision Stadium. 2nd down 11 now. And we have movement in the backfield, and that's going to be a false start. We'll send a procedure penalty. We'll send the Dragons back 5. Ohio High School Athletic Association rules say if there's a 30-point deficit or larger in the second half, the clock will run continuously on first downs, incompletions, except on timeouts and change of possession scoring plays. So it's running inside 9 minutes. Humphreys with the carry. He rumbles and bumbles his way close to the original line of scrimmage. We'll give Anthony Humphrey 4 on the carry. 3rd and 11 now for the Falcons.
Robert White on the tackle.
Impressive performance, though, thus far from the East Dragons. And the key for them, Peter, is going to be to stay healthy and also to not get complacent here in these games that they're physically, talent-wise better. They're just going to have to execute and kind of stay in their lanes, keep doing the things that they can do. So far, all is well in this one. I'm sure coaching staff will be able to pick out some things that they can nitpick at, but as long as they keep rolling as they have been, it's been a good night for them thus far. Firestone looks left in that one. I don't know who it was intended for, but it's a nice throw on 3rd down. It looked like he overthrew the first guy, but he threw it right to Gates, and Gates gets about 5 yards, his first reception.
Trammell and Kamara on the tackle.
And we'll see if they maybe go for it here on 4th down. No, it looks like they got Cornelius in to punt it away. So a couple positive plays negated by a couple losses and a penalty. Cornelius back to punt. And he has been busy. We got movement both ways, and they ran a fake, but actually it was maybe a good thing they jumped off sides.
That'll be a 5-yard penalty.
Now you can go for it. Run the same play. It's going to be encroachment on the Dragons. Maybe they kind of snuffed it out. I saw movement both ways, but they got the Dragons on it. Not going to be enough for a first down, though. And they're putting the offense back on the field. I think. Error comes right. Rozier going to get him in the huddle. Fourth down and 2. Firestone going to go for it here. And they got him again with the hard count. Oh, no, false start. 1 each way. And the nice thing for Peter George, the clock continues to run. He hasn't had to stop it yet. Well, that's one nice thing about this rule when the hankies and things get sloppy in the second half and there's all these hankies, we don't have to have a 4.5-hour game like you're seeing at the college level quite a bit. And, you know, he called a false start, but no. They call we were right, Peter. Another first down for the Falcons. And now they're in plus territory, threatening a little bit here. Watch the hard count. Now he pulls it. He's going to get outside for positive yardage. He goes out of bounds. We'll give Rozier a gain of about 4. Rozier still playing hard.
Robinson knocked him out of bounds.
He's rushed it now. Positive yardage, 15 yards on 7 carries. Take away 1 big sack, and it's not been a bad rushing night for Rozier. Nice, manageable 2nd and 5 situation. That's what they did not have in the first half, Peter. It was 2nd and 12, 3rd and 12, 15. Humphrey with it. Tries to get outside, but he's wrestled from behind, and he will not get back to the line of scrimmage. He'll lose 2 or 3 on that one. Brings up 3rd and 6. Inside 4 minutes here in the third quarter. On a dreary October night. Weird haze in the air. Temperature's actually getting warmer as the game goes on, which is rare. That one batted down at the line of scrimmage, going to bring up a 4th down, and I imagine the Falcons will go for it here. Brought a little pressure, couldn't get to the quarterback, but what good defensive pass rushers do is if they can't get there, you play like you're playing zone defense in basketball. Get the hands up, playing zone defense, be active, knock the second pass. That's the second pass they've knocked down today. So 4th and 6, we'll see what the coaching staff of the Falcons dial up here. They're sending 2 receivers to the right. Laffy Johnson, the lone setback left, but he's joined in motion now. He's going to look to his favorite target. Can't get rid of it. And uh-oh, he's going the wrong direction. He throws it up and out of bounds. But the defense holds here.
Incomplete.
He tried to get away, but the pressure just kept coming and coming for the Dragons, and they will take over on downs. Dragons football. They're their first possession of the second half. And is that Collins at quarterback? I can't see. Man in motion. And nope, that's Williams still in, and he's going to go deep with a great ball, and he drills him, and another good defensive play by the Firestone defensive secondary.
Intended for Trammell.
Pass intended for Trammell, and it looked, Peter, as it just a hair underthrown, or if he would have got rid of it maybe a hair earlier. Williams now 4 for 8 passing for 36 yards. They went for the home run there. Good ball, just hung in the air just a little bit too long, and good catch-up speed by the Firestone secondary. Second and 10. Bunch formation to the right for the Dragons. Haven't seen much of this tonight. And they'll sweep it that way, and nothing doing on the ground.
Romeo Felton, the ball
Good pursuit by Corden Williams. Romeo Felton on the carry. He's going to lose a couple yards. We'll lose 3 on that one. And that will be the last play of the third quarter. No scoring here in the third quarter after 3 quarters of play. It's the East Dragons 34 and Firestone 0. We'll be right back for the fourth quarter of action. Quarter getting ready to start here from Infocision Stadium. And keep us locked right here. You can also find replays and highlights of the game on akronschools.com, where you can find highlights of your favorite in all of the City Series teams here that we cover in the City Series. 3rd and 13 now for the Dragons, a position they have not been in very much tonight. Haven't had 3rd and longs, and when you don't have 3rd and longs, guess what? You're going to win at every level. Now it was Collins in at quarterback, and they run the swing play out to the left.
Nakari Verdon's pass is complete.
That was Nakari Verdon in the ball game for the first time. Nakari Verdon,
Anthony Humphrey on the tackle.
and he completes his first pass. That night might be over for Kyrie Williams, who did just fine. Very efficient, only threw for 36 yards, but really didn't need to. Did it with his feet, and he can do it through the air when he has to. I mean, they're going to be made to do that at times, but there are predominantly stuff you on defense and ball control offense team.
George Rozier is deep for the Falcons.
First punt of the ball game, and they can't get it off. And the Falcons turn him over. I think he maybe could have got that one off on the high snap, but he tried to run it, and the Falcons hold here.
Charles Barnett.
Change of possession. Clock stops here, and we have an injured player down for the Dragons. Looks like Kamara down. We'll take a break here as they check on him. Oh, back to action here as Kamara's up and okay, but the ball is turned over to the Falcons, and they take over with very good field position at the Dragon 44-yard line. Little pitch to the left, and then a little option, a little pitch pass. And that ball's wrestled for, and we'll see who comes down with it.
Pass is complete.
And how about that? The Falcons on a halfback option.
That's DeAndre Jones.
DeAndre Jones, their best player of the night. There's your highlight. Their biggest gainer of the night, 27 yards, the DeAndre Jones. And I'm going to give, we were critical last time of the Falcons for the way they handled the end of their game against Buchtel. But today, still playing hard and showing some fight here late in this ball game, in a game that was out of hand early on, maybe even early in the second quarter, but they're still playing hard. Little fun play there. It's nice. And that's what happens with young teams and teams that aren't doing well. And I say it with some of my younger youth teams that I coach and stuff. You got to be able to handle success. One good thing happens, you can't shoot yourself in the foot. So now you're starting 1st and 15 again. But a team that only had 11 yards at halftime had 40 plus here in the second half, and they're threatening to score. Rozier tried to keep it, but the speed of the Dragons defense just too much. And really, once Rozier doesn't give that ball to the running back, he's got to try to cut that up. A lot of running east-west there, and the speed of the Dragons defense, that's playing into their strength. 2nd and 18 now after a loss of 3. At the conclusion of this one, actually before the conclusion of this one, we'll pick a Flurry's Cafe player of the game. And I'll give you a hint. It's somebody that ran the football and played defense. A couple choices. You got about 3. There's a run to the left. Rozier gets back half of that yardage.
Is Rozier the ball carrier?
That will bring up 3rd down and about 8. We'll give Rozier 10 on the carry. Inside the red zone. So the Falcons threatening. Inside 7 minutes. Gavin Cornelius now in at quarterback. Rozier came out after that one as he took a hit. Took a pretty big hit, and he plays both ways. Cornelius, big arm. He's played quarterback in the past, but he gives it on the ground and a great open field tackle on third down. Humphrey couldn't slither that. He tried to lower the pads. The defender just got lower than he did. He'll lose 2, bring up fourth down. And it looks like they're going to go back with, they're going to call a timeout. Yeah. Falcons going to call a timeout. Their best and possibly last chance to get on the board here in this game. They're going to call a timeout. It looks like they're going to go back to Rozier at quarterback. With the timeout, we'll let you know that City Series football here on APS 15, supported by Akron Public School Career Education, where adult vocational services have been providing career training to adult learners well over 55 years. Over 350,000 people and counting have enrolled in customized programs designed to meet ever-changing needs of Akron area businesses, industry, and government. Or for more information, you can look at apscareers.com. Flurry's Cafe, player of the game. Flurry's Cafe on Front Street in Cuyahoga Falls, serving up your seasonal pumpkin pancakes and many other specialties. Join them for breakfast or lunch. Days a week. Nice little cozy spot. Cast of characters for the Dragons, who are seemingly going to win this thing. 6 minutes. We'll just talk about some of them. Quarterback Kyrie Williams ran for 2 touchdowns. McAllister ran for over 60 yards and a score. The Anthony Beckton also had a good night on the ground. Some of your candidates, we'll let you know with about 2 minutes left in this one. Big fourth down play here for Rozier. He drops back to pass. He's going to look right. He goes up. He's got a man open. And it's caught. What a catch by Laffy Johnson on a good ball. Laffy Johnson makes the adjustment. And the Firestone Falcons are on the board. 17-yard strike from Rozier to Lafayette Johnson. He got a little bit of separation there, did Johnson. He made a nice adjustment on the football, cutting this thing to a 28-point score. Or 28-point game, I should say.
Rozier to attempt the extra point.
Rozier back to kick. High snap. Cornelius Rozier gets it. Why not? He's going to run that thing in. No. Good pursuit by the defense on the bad snap. But the Falcons prolong it here, and they'll get the clock stopped. 5:38 left in this one. It's the Dragons 34 and the Falcons 6. Falcons will kick off back to the Dragons. But a really nice ball by Rozier. He's now 4 for 13 passing for 34 yards and the touchdown. So the TD reception on fourth down to cut this deficit. To a 28-point ball game. And some positives in a game that looked like there weren't going to be any for this Falcons team, as they have shown up here in the second half, and that is good to see. So we line them up and get ready to kick them off.
George Rozier to kick off.
Rozier kicks it off, a little onside kick, and it's recovered by the Dragons.
Kickoff is down.
45-yard line. 5:36 left in this one.
45-yard line.
And we'll see what the Dragons decide to do here, if they keep it on the ground or. And there's a penalty. I'm guessing a late hit. Yeah, they came in high, and that was the guy on the onside kick trying to go in and break it up. Guy was kind of a defenseless ball carrier on the ground already for over a couple steps, and the guy kind of dove in, and easy call there. And that will really improve East's field position. We'll see if they're a little angry after giving up a score, and if that propels them to try to get the ball in the end zone here. So now they have it at the 40-yard line of the Falcons. A little swing pass out to the left.
Burton's pass is complete. Michael Grimmett. Ryan Carr on the tackle.
Verdon throws it out into the backfield for his second completion, 2 yards. Out of bounds. Here we go. Two in the backfield now. This is a look they love to use with DeAndre Brimage as that lead back that they had when he was here. Does not work that time. Devontae Dowdell on the carry, as the Dragons have pretty much their second unit in here. It's for a lot of the second half. Giving a chance for some of the younger guys and the JV guys to get some action on this, to play it maybe the best place that they've ever played, maybe the best place they will ever play on a field like this. It's got to be nice for both sides. Got to be pumped up coming here, getting to play at this venue. They go deep over the middle, and that one thrown into coverage and incomplete.
Burton's pass is incomplete. It was intended for Ron Coachman.
Intended for Coachman on the play. Incomplete, fourth down, and we'll see what the Dragons do here. I probably imagine they'll go for it in plus territory.
4th and 12.
They do go for it. Play action. They're going deep, and he's got a man open, and a great ball. It's complete for a touchdown. What a great throw by the backup. Michael Grimmett, who's had a nice little second half here, his third catch. And the Dragons answer.
That pass completion was good for 6 points.
42-yard touchdown strike to Grimmett. Really nice throw there, and it was a great job by the offensive line to give Verdon just enough time to get that ball off. Stayed in the pocket nicely with a little bit of pressure, and really did a nice job of threw the ball up there and let his receiver run under it. He had some spacing, let the receiver make the adjustment, but that one, very little adjustment had to be made. He put it right on the money. They're going for two now.
Two-point conversion.
That's one's given to the back. Gets close. He's trying, but good team tackling by the Falcons. And with 3:41 left, the Dragons answer to go back up by the margin they had at halftime. It's East Dragons 40, Firestone 6. We'll be right back with the kickoff. Dragons get ready to kick it off here. In what should be the last possession of this ball game. Towles kicking it off. The left footer boots a directional kick to the corner. Crafty little return. Cut it up, cut it up. Nice job staying in the lanes by number 33 for the Dragons, Miles Cooper, who did a nice job staying in his lane and filling there. As we run this one down, we'll let you know tonight's player of the game, Flurry's Cafe player of the game, is for your East Dragons, who will go to 6-1 on the year. DeAnthony Beckton, the 5'11", 170-pound running back and defensive back, ran it for 106 yards and a touchdown tonight in a great team effort. Really great effort by, we could give it to the offensive line, who were just dominant in the first half, have led this team to nearly 300 yards rushing tonight. But congratulations to Beckton. Congratulations to the Dragons, which will go to 6-1 overall. Certainly stay in the top 8 in that Division III Region 9 in the playoff hunt if they can win out. Hoping to get a home game here in the Akron area, which would be great. But they got a long way to go and a lot of work to do, but they took the first step tonight. Falcons will fall to 1-6. Rozier with another deep ball. He throws another good pass, and that one just a little bit underthrown. Was intended for DeAndre Jones. Time maybe for one or two more plays as the clock is running again here. Inside a minute now as they get back to the huddle. We want to thank everybody who makes this possible, and we'll do that after this play. It's only right. Plenty of time to throw, and it's up and over and incomplete. By the time they get that one, it might not be another play. For Ryan Rittenhouse and for Peter George, bringing you all the beautiful pictures, and all the people at APS 15, teachers and all the employees that come out here and volunteer their time for these great programs. We want to thank them. All the schools as we get into the fall, wind up the fall sports seasons here and get ready to go to the next. Rozier winds it up and shows you how much arm he has. He overthrows everybody to end the ball game, but he threw it 60 yards in the air. But that will bring the end of the ball game. Dragons continue their dominance and their fine season as they win, going away here by a score of 40-6. With the win, they go to 6-1. The loss, Firestone drops to 1-6. Thanks for joining us. Remember, akronschools.com for highlights of this game and all of our telecasts this season. Thank you and good night.